you think that Europe is going to continue to be willing to forgive almost anything if this trade investment deal goes through? If they can actually get more business in China, is that going to be enough?
That's a good question. To me, it seems the German growth strategy is clearly based on China. They see their future growth is related to China. Their Eurostat published figures last week. Again, journalists had misquoted it, saying that China had replaced the United States as Europe's biggest trading partner. What they had eliminated were the trade and services, and that was actually substantially larger with the US. So perceptions matter. The perception that the US is in decline and China is on the rise makes many in Europe think, who should we hitch our cart to? Should we go with China or go with the United States? But this narrative of values doesn't seem to be animating the discussion very much. And so some decisions will have to be made, and some of them might be more painful. In a post-COVID-19 economic landscape, I think it'll be harder for countries to make these decisions because they'll need to grow their economies. And Europe has in October, it came into action, the FDI screening mechanism, the foreign direct investment screening mechanism. It had been worked on for about a year, and it was actually created because in the 2008 financial crisis, there was kind of a sale of the century in Europe, and Beijing came, Chinese companies came and bought a lot of and invested across Europe. And so I think that they were trying to prepare for that occasion now. And even Germany has a special fund. So if there's a very key technological company that Chinese investors want to buy, they can protect it through this fund. So I think that there are some lessons learned there from the crisis in 2008. But I think that Europe is largely silent. And I think that they see the growth strategy for many companies is in China. And, the fact that there's forced labor, kind of less stringent environmental rules, labor laws are, pretty flexible there. There's a reason why companies want to go to China. And, there are many rules and regulations in Europe. So European companies do want to go there. When I lived in Beijing, I remember at the European Chamber of Commerce, this man was caught, a spokesperson was caught like a deer in the headlights because a journalist asked at one of the press conferences about a report they had published. And the journalist said, so what you're saying is European companies should come to China because, they have lax labor laws and they don't care about the environment. And he was just kind of hesitating for a moment, but, that he lost his job because of that, because that became the story. And yes, that's why they're there. That's why people go to China. And to pretend otherwise, I think, is naive in the extreme. So I think it's a race to the bottom in regard to labor issues, especially for Europeans. How can they compete?